Merry Christmas.
Now, before I leave, I want to say something.
This live got taken down?
If there is somebody who has legal trouble of any kind, and you're going to sit there and judge them for that legal trouble, while having your own history of legal troubles, you're fucked up. If you're going to take this person with these legal troubles and try to paint them orange when they're blue, I'm not going to stand by and watch.
What? Where's my little tiny hand? Oh gosh.
With that being said,
It's gone.
you weren't there.
Do I have to slap her with
I
my
wasn't
regular
there.
hand?
He wasn't there. She wasn't there. We weren't there. Does not make it your place to edit into a chat what you feel like happened. It does not make it your place to go online, wherever the hell you got that message history from, and put it out there. Because ironically enough, when I run the name of the person you're doing this to, this is what I found. Look at all the nothings that I found. You're aware that this was not a 14-year-old. You're aware. But yet you continue to edit it as if it was.
He thought it was. Which is the whole point.
This tells me
That's
that
if you watch To Catch a
you're well
Predator,
aware what you're doing is wrong.
that's what everybody says.
And that you're hoping people is going to take you at face value.
Well, I wasn't even talking to the kid apparently.
Isn't that...
But you thought
You didn't share the last name?
you were.
This isn't about... If you're going to go to the lengths
Oh my gosh.
of labeling that they're not, you shouldn't be throwing stones in glass houses. You
I haven't
had
looked
to
up the log. I haven't looked it up.
literally take bullshit and put it out there. You see, Perverted Justice was shut down in 2019. Why? They claimed that because of the social media platforms in use, that it was useless. No, honey. They were shut down because the police refused to work with them anymore. Because they go in these chat rooms and entrap these people. And out of 30-something that was arrested, only those with previous felony charges were charged. Why? Because we live in a country where our court system is predisposed that if somebody is a criminal, they're a criminal. That's it. If you have a record, you're a criminal. You did it.
Yes.
There is no innocent until proven guilty in America. Hey, Carla.
There are a lot of people.
Unlike many of you, I do not let somebody come along with a pitchfork and a torch convince me that this is the truth.
No,
When
you
somebody
are the
makes a
one with the
claim like that,
pitchfork.
I check into it myself.
That'd be you.
It's not hard to do. We all have Google. When every phone, every laptop, every device has access to Google. What has happened is these people, said loosely, going after somebody because there's a history. It's not even the history they're claiming that it is. Because for months I've looked into this.
Mm-hmm. When you're sleeping, when you're at work, or when you're on live.
Any place doing legitimate legal work isn't going to need you to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Just saying.
She did. That's what she's been reading all these times.
Actually, because the police were working with them on it, is still considered entrapment. And I'm pretty sure entrapment as a whole does not need... Let me see. It is a practice in which a law enforcement agent or agent of the state induces a person to commit a crime. Ta-da.
What are you going to read? Because
they were working with police.
People don't go undercover to get nothing. Does she not? Right? It won't load because she took the video down.
There's articles everywhere, but most of them, it's not quite what their evidence lines up with. The age changes. It starts at 17, and then it's 15, and then it's 14. And the majority of the conversation has nothing to do with anything at all adult. Okay, Carla. I've been trying.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
YouTube is stupid. Now that I caused enough chaos and upset, I'm gonna roll out. Don't forget, tonight is the pajama party, y'all. Obviously, I don't know who's actually gonna be wearing PJs or not. Because they didn't edit public information, Pixie. They put together a whole bullshit chat log that is not public information.
Is sticking up for someone's husband who was talking to a child.
No, that person was not underage, and that's what I'm saying.
Images
when that picture was shown, it was a piercing
below the belt.
And they had said they were 17. And where the conversation was held, age of consent is 16. What is public information is articles that are definitely not what the case was. The articles that you can pull up from it are entirely put to make perverted justice look good. Let's put it that way. The conversation that was released, that's bullshit. And the fact that
when she said that, even I was like, that out.
It was an adult, Andrea.
That doesn't matter.
It wasn't even 17. The age given was 17. It was an adult.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I'm sitting here saying.
He intended. See that? He intended to talk to a 14-year-old.
Count your stars that you lost.
That was his intent.
You're all right. Hope you feel better. First they said 17, then they said 15, then they said 14, but the whole time it was adults.
Oh, the dog's outside. Son of a biscuit.
You're okay, Passion.
She doesn't understand much of anything, though. Do you understand? Do you blame her?
And at the same time, you're proudly saying about how it was a sting. You're, well, this is a 14-year-old girl. No, you're manipulating it to try and get people to see the way you do. I believe like 21, 22. Oh, no, this isn't news, Jenny.
It's like if someone showed up and bought baking soda as thinking it was cocaine. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Again, here comes all the little trolls with half-assed information that their master fed them, and so we have to go along because they fed them. Again, I will reiterate, at the time the picture was sent, the age was being told as 17.
But they say, oh, well, they
you know what
really
happens when you get your information from people who
really
brag about how they can edit photos? You get fed bullshit.
My lives get saved automatically.
Oh you're not a troll, but yet you know something that's from the trolls. Oh, imagine that.
I want to know why Jay's daughter is aware of the entire situation and wants to talk about it. Just saying. I don't like other drama, but that's it. I mean, I fell down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Not a troll. And look, there's Chelsea, who caused all that bullshit with the supposed cancer talk. It didn't even happen the way it was said, and conveniently was never mentioned until live, when you had my phone number, okay?
I don't know why she thought that would make things look better.
Not a setup at all. Go enjoy your new friends. Just know, I can tell from the shit being said who's coming from where. You're stupid. I guess your master's turning in her grave because Ashley did step up and defend a friend. And always will. And I'd hate to see how close-minded you assholes are. Have it blow up one of your family members.
What about blowing up family members?
If you read the police report, then you would know what happened.
If my
You
family
didn't read
did
the
a little
police report.
kids, I
Fuck
would.
off. Go take care of that child that you're so worried about.
Oh, but you don't talk about kids. Hi, Tilly. Hypothetically, if it did,
Funny,
you
I should be
wouldn't
telling you
be
keep my
like,
name
yeah,
out of your mouth
no,
since you run to
it
people
was
and cry like a
actually
little
an
bitch
adult
when you're told
though,
the truth.
so it doesn't matter.
Well, of course they did, because they can't stand it when a lie is disproven. Just like they swore I said the test was coming and I took a break. I'm still waiting for the test to come because the post office sucks and I can't be sick. One day it's she's not sick, she's detoxing, and then the next day it's, well, she was nodding yesterday when you just said I was detoxing. You're okay. I'm out. I gotta go to work.
This
I
morning.
knew the chaos it was gonna cause. Can't stand it when you're seen as liars. I love you too. I'll talk to y'all later.
They do. You would think that. You'd think she'd be done. Let's just... Whoop. You're welcome. Do you want to watch this, the TikToks that Jess made? If you don't have the backstory about what she's talking about.
Hello, TikTok world. So I'm going to address a few things. And with that being said, it's going to be a multi-part video. First, this YouTube chat with my name telling Tim that I donated money to his mom's funeral wasn't me. See, now I don't even talk to Tim. Don't know him. Don't even know when his mom passed. And I wouldn't be ignorant enough to make a YouTube channel under my full legal name and lie on somebody else's name who I don't even know. Don't have anything against. It's so easy for them to prove that it's a lie. Next thing is these text messages with Tasha. Never said that I got anything off of her Twitter. Remember the live I did where everyone freaked out because I said that I had a friend that talked to Ashley? I even had the text messages between Tasha and I where I asked her, why would you say that I got it off her Twitter? She said, I didn't know what to say. They wanted an answer. I felt like I was backed in a corner. So I didn't lie about that one either. Next thing, oh, Miss Kimberly, where do I start? First, I haven't done or said anything about your old man or his name. I don't know his name. Don't care to know. Just like I have not sent a JPay to your husband. And anybody that's curious, you can do the same exact thing I did today, which is contact customer service with JPay and ask about accounts in my name.
You're welcome.
However, sweetheart, I think that there's more important things that you should be worried about. You know, like your old man essaying your teenage daughter and her friend. What was that story you told me? You went to the store, came back, and they both were acting so suspicious. You found scratch marks on her back. She claimed it was from her and her girlfriend wrestling around. Then a couple days later, she apparently confessed at school. And when she confessed, her girlfriend came out too. Remember that? Or how about you faking cancer for attention and money? You know, it takes somebody pretty mentally ill to fake a terminal illness. There's people out there every day praying they get one more day, one more night, one more anything with their family because they are terminally ill. And they're sick people like you that fake it for attention. You're disgusting. Or how about how you were so gung-ho about finding out where Sage worked? Because she's a police officer, and God forbid she ignored you because she had a life. You were so mad and butthurt. And that's not how police officers should act. They shouldn't offer help and service and then deny it. And you didn't care if that was the last thing you did. You were finding out where she worked and contacting them. Stay tuned for part 2. Part 3. I will say that I think that it's kind of funny that there's a certain group of individuals that attack other people that join Ashley's YouTube memberships or buy ratings. But it's okay for people in your clique to do the same thing. You know, like Orange, who is Meredith.
Does she still think that I'm Meredith?
She's bought memberships and ratings. It's not okay for Ashley to call people's housing or jobs, but it's okay for you guys to do.
It is not there.
Part 3. That join Ashley.
Nope. Son of a biscuit.
Part 3. She's bought memberships and ratings. It's not okay for Ashley to call people's housing or jobs, but it's okay for you guys to do it to her or other people.
I literally don't even call my grandma.
Well, let's talk hypocrisy, sweetheart. When you guys want content or gushiness or whatever, you guys come together and figure out who it is that's going to buy a membership, who's going to pay for a reading, who's going to do this. It's disgusting. If you're going to attack others for doing it, don't do it yourself. As for the recording with myself and the realtor, first of all, Michigan is a one-part state. As long as I'm here and I know and I'm part of the conversation, it's not illegal. Second, never once said I was her family. I have the full recording, phone ringing and all.
Why is it
never
like
said
that?
I was family. I swear, it's like the lies that just spew out of your mouth.
I don't remember doing
It's like
that.
nonstop. Now, while you're challenging people to drug test, how about a lie detector test? Because I know I could pass with flying colors.
Okay.
And unless you're narcissistic and believe everything that you say, there's no way that you would. Just like the statement, I wouldn't say stuff to your face. Still waiting to be drug out of my house. Yes, I'm currently speaking to Ashley. I reached out to her in a very respectful, non-attacking manner. Just like the drug test that she came out and said that she would take.
Well, that wasn't
is coming
big old lie.
Fully sealed in a package from me. She's going to open
Why you gotta
it
be so specific?
and it's even wrapped in plastic, how it came from the pharmacy, is she's going to open it and take it on live. And if it is a 14 panel, if it comes back negative, all you people need to back the hell away.
No thank you.
And quit attacking her and leave her alone.
This is how you know that you're in the wrong.
Part 4 is coming. Part 3. I will say part 4. In your delusional story about how I supposedly asked somebody for pills and that you question my sobriety, not true. Definitely not currently using. I am on MAT. I do take subs. And that's the only thing that comes back in my blood drug test every month when I get drug tested at the doctor's office.
It doesn't change what we
just
can
to make
see with
something
our own
clear,
eyes.
I don't want to be a part of this community. I sat back and watched, and I don't see a community of awareness and recovery. I see a community of people that harass, bully, dox, intimidate, threaten other people.
Junior's already said that
and
she
who are
uses
you
other
to
urine for drug
push,
tests.
forced, or judge somebody into recovery? Did somebody do that to you when you were in active
I wish
addiction?
they would have.
Did somebody sit back and post videos, make fun of you, send you nasty, disturbing emails telling you unalive yourself?
I didn't bully people
or sending you disgusting
and take money
packages?
from them like that.
No, I'm sure that they didn't. But you think that it's okay to do it to somebody else? Let me tell you, that behavior will push somebody into using. And meanwhile, while you target one person who you believe is using, you support and back 3 people who are indeed, and you know, are actively using.
Who's using?
But again, let's talk hypocrisy. So it's clear, I don't want to be a part of this community. But you keep repeatedly saying you can't wait to go back to the normal side of TikTok, the puppy side. Then go. I mean, like, seriously, as much as you're on, you make videos in bed and laying around, like, nonstop. Do you show any attention to your family? And no, Sunshine, I'm not lying. You were attempted to be charged on April 28th of this year for written threats to do bodily harm to a 2-year-old man. It was then picked up by the state of Florida in May and then dismissed. I'm assuming because he didn't show up. How do you think I got his name? And while you tell the truth so much, why don't you talk about his record? Why don't you worry about your family instead of mine? This is just a brief summary, and it is public information. Quite a few driving without license or suspended license. Quite a few assault charges. Even a battery on law enforcement, firefighter, or EMS. Theft on somebody 65 years or older. Grand theft auto, 65 years or older. Organized communication fraud. Robbery with a weapon. Concealed weapon. Even a robbery while a juvenile. Possession of C. Possession of drug paraphernalia. Few of those. Unlawful possession of prescription drugs.
So
trespassing of structure.
He was doing adult things with adult people to adult people.
Theft, domestic felony battery.
That's
a few possession of drug paraphernalia. 3 counts of grand theft from person 65 years older.
I would take all of that
Part 5's coming.
over.
Part 4. In your delusional story about how I supposed. Part 5.
Just saying.
I know I didn't pay for anything. It was all public records. But while you're so obsessed with me and my fiance and what goes in my house, let me explain the truth to you. No, he wasn't a target. It all started in a Yahoo chat room. He was approached by them, which if you watch Dateline, they say that they can't approach them. They can talk in the chat room and lure them to them, but they can't actually approach them. And it wasn't covered by Dateline. It was covered by Perverted Justice. And there was a lot that was done that was wrong, which is why the police won't work with them and hasn't worked with them since that sting. So anyways, this 17-year-old, which mind you, was all adults.
Progressively redder.
They were talking about tattoos and piercings, and he had brought up that he had a below-the-waist piercing. She wanted to see. He sent a picture of just the shaft of the piercing. Then, a little while later, when it switched persons, then the age changed.
Just the shaft.
Once the age
not the balls
changed,
the tip, so it's fine. It's basically PG-13, right?
They continued to message him. I still have all of the messages. You don't like me? You can't talk to me no more? Do you have a girlfriend? Will your girlfriend not let me talk to you? When they realized that they couldn't sink him back in, they ran the IP. He didn't go anywhere. They picked him up at his mother's house with his mom and his 3 little sisters at the house.
That makes it better.
So, while you sit and
Trying to
talk
make it
about,
better?
oh, he did this and he
She's
did that.
not making it better.
Learn the facts, sweetheart. Or do a Freedom of Information Act. Since you like to dig, contact the police department, get the police report. And you can leave my kids out of your mouth and their social security. That has nothing to do with you. But remember, let's not talk about kids. Don't bring kids into this. Don't attack kids. But then leave my kids out of it. I've been like holding my 14-year-old back because she's been wanting to get on and say and do some things. Leave my kids the fuck alone. If you have a problem with me, grow up, be a fucking woman, and come to me. But I'll sit and wait because I know that won't fucking happen.
Why your face
And
so
no,
red?
none of my kids' social security goes anywhere besides to my children.
Liar.
You act like that's the only income that comes into this house. Try again. And this bitch that you keep calling my neighbor isn't even my neighbor. Last part's coming. Part 5. I know. Part 4. Part 3.
Like it got
Part 5.
got redder
I
for
know.
that.
Part 6. And while you're looking for his terms of release, there is none. Yes, while he was on parole, he had stipulations he had to follow. But since he's been off parole for almost 5 years, the only thing is just like any other RSO in the state, is you can't live within 1,000 feet of a school zone. And we don't. But if you... Part 5.
Oh, I did.
No, I didn't pay for anything. It was all public records. But while you're so upset
Did you miss it? Oh, whoops.
with me and my fiance and what goes in my house, let me explain the truth to you. No, he wasn't a target. It all started in a Yahoo chat room. He was approached by them, which if you watch Dateline, they say that they can't approach them. They can talk in the chat room and lure them to them, but they can't actually approach them. And it wasn't covered by Dateline. It was covered by Perverted Justice. And there was a lot that was done that was wrong, which is why the police won't work with them and hasn't worked with them since that sting.
I literally don't
So anyways,
care
this 17-year-old, which mind you, was all adults.
I don't care.
They were talking about tattoos and piercings, and he had brought up that he had a below the waist piercing she wanted to see. He sent a picture of just the shaft of the piercing. Then, a little while later, when it switched persons, then the age changed.
Yep.
Once the age changed, he ceased conversation. They continued to message him. I still have all of the messages.
Everybody
You don't
does.
like me? You can't talk to me no more? Do you have a girlfriend? Will your girlfriend not let me talk to you? When they realized that they couldn't sink him back in, they ran the IP. He didn't go anywhere. They picked him up at his mother's house with his mom and his 3 little sisters at the house.
What?
So, while you sit and talk about, oh, he did this and he did that, learn the facts, sweetheart. Or do a Freedom of Information Act. Since you like to dig, contact the police department, get the police report. And you can leave my kids out of your mouth and their social security. That has nothing to do with you. But remember, let's not talk about kids. Don't bring kids into this. Don't attack kids. But then leave my kids out of it. I've been like holding my 14-year-old back because she's been wanting to get on and say and do some things. Leave my kids the fuck alone. If you have a problem with me, grow up, be a fucking woman, and come to me.
It seems like
But I'll
they have.
sit and wait because I know that won't fucking happen.
Her daughter shouldn't know anything about
And no,
this, but
none of my kids' social security goes anywhere besides to my children. You act like that's the only income that comes into this house. Try again. And this bitch that you keep calling my neighbor isn't even my neighbor. Last part's coming. Part 6.
Yep, his
And while
intentions
you're looking
were
for
to
his
speak
terms of release, there is none.
to a 14-year-old.
Yes, while he was
Her
on parole,
daughter's
he had
14.
stipulations he had to
27,
follow. But since he's been off parole for almost 5 years, the only thing is just like any other RSO in the state, is you can't live within 1,000 feet of a school zone. And we don't. But if you'd grow up and come to me, I would tell you. Isn't that what you say? Just like you said I wouldn't come in your inbox, but when I did, it was nothing but, go away, you're harassing me, you're harassing me, you're harassing me. Just like that, I'm not allowed back in the community. I don't want to be a part of the community. I don't want to be associated with people that threaten, intimidate, dox, bully, harass other individuals on a daily basis.
We don't do that.
I don't
I
want
wanna
to be
know
friends
who's
with people
doing
that are
that.
fake and two-faced, and you don't know which face you're going to get that day. Just like the
Oh, shoot. I was going to say, which side
Part
are yours?
6.
Dang it.
Part 6. And wit for their Christmas party.
No, that.
For them, dox, bully, harass other individuals on a daily basis. I don't want to be friends with people that are fake
Right,
and two-faced,
nobody
and you
asked
don't know
you.
which face you're going to get that day.
Nobody
Just
else.
like there's a certain somebody that just received $124 from me. Haven't seen a penny of that back. That same person also received $150 from me for Hutch and Wit for their Christmas party, for them and their date night. After she had it for a month and didn't send it to her. And I have text messages where she says, I'm going to send it back to you and we'll just send it to them in the Christmas party. Then it gets sent back to me and I'm a bad guy. And this is the same person
That sounds like her
that I'm going to
stupidity.
post a separate video of the pictures and videos that she made and sent to me making fun of you. As for Ashley, I hope and pray that this drug test comes back negative because man, would it be a slap in everybody's face. And as for this bitch that you keep calling my neighbor, she's not my neighbor. But let me explain her to you. See, after her father and her brother, two very much grown-ass men, attacked my children on 2 separate occasions, I videotaped it, posted it, the shit went viral, and I'm about to post it again. She got butthurt and started messaging me because her brother got exposed. And there's even a video where she admits that she added herself to
It's
the drama.
not. That's just
In
her
the messages
face.
to me, she brings up Keith's criminal record and says, what kind of mother would allow her kids around that? And talked about how she was so concerned that her daughter gets dropped off at her mom's house to be babysat. I said, well, I don't know. What kind of mother does that make you? Knowing, but you continuously drop your daughter off there. But yet, this is the same woman who doesn't say anything about the lady that lives straight across the street from her dad's house that has multiple charges of forcing minors to perform S acts on her. She also doesn't say anything about the halfway house at the end of her dad's street. Same woman who claims to be a military vet, but is not. Trying to scam people out of $8,000 to try to get a down payment for an apartment while she drives around in a brand new car. But now again, if somebody threatened your children or harassed you, wouldn't you go to the police? See, she never went to the police. She claims that she called and they never came out. What's funny is I called, they came out, made a report against her. Stay tuned for the final part. Part 6, Part 7, and final part. So with all of that being said and discussed, like I said, keep my
Sounds
kids
like it.
out of your fucking mouth. My kids have nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with this. And neither does their disability. But I will say, what kind of person are you? Because it has to take one sick, twisted, mental individual to not only talk about kids,
Didn't
but
you
kids with
just
disabilities.
talk about kids?
It's fucking disgusting. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my family. Don't worry about my kids. My kids are well taken care of, very spoiled, and very safe. See, what you fail to understand is if myself or any of my kids felt for the slightest second that they were in any kind of danger or not safe, we wouldn't be here. My kids have actually thanked me on numerous occasions for bringing a man into their life that's actually a dad.
Okay.
He would give their last breath for them. And if it meant that he went back to prison for their safety and well-being, he would. And do you really think that if they were in any kind of danger or harm's way, that either one of their dads
getting redder.
would allow them to be here or allow him around my kids? I don't think so. But instead, see, we actually do everything together as co-parenting, and they have even thanked him multiple times
Yeah, okay.
for helping take care of their kids. And I will say that my ex-husband has even said himself that if my kids or their disability continue to come out of anybody's mouth,
Okay.
him himself doesn't have a problem filing
Frame
charges
for my poster.
and a lawsuit.
Well, it's just
Because
a box.
not only are you
It's just a box.
doxing my disabled children, you're causing emotional distress on them when they hear you
No, I was cutting Ruby's hair.
that is a complete stranger that they don't even know running your mouth on a public platform about them. And I don't think any judge would see lightly to a grown-ass
I don't know
individual
anything about this.
speaking on a disabled child. So with all
I
that
don't
being
know.
said, happy holidays. I hope everybody has a great, blessed, happy, joyful, loving holiday. And be safe. Part 7 and final part.
Just a little tip. Not the part that her boyfriend sent to a child. Not that part. Just the tip, though. Alright, I gotta go clean up the floor. Thanks for hanging out with me. If I don't see ya, I hope you have a Merry Christmas.